No, no, this was premeditated, all of it. Trying to build Sir Lancelot Enterprises as a whole, which will be somewhat like D.R. Horton, but better homes, basically. Sales under one roof, mortgages under one roof, title under one roof at one point, insurance under one roof, construction under one roof.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, Lancelot Lenard, is a Florida realtor and leader of the Sir Lancelot Group. Welcome to the show today, Lancelot.
Thank you, Dylan.
It's great to have you on here. And when we talk Florida real estate, we were talking a little bit in the green room. You're in the greater Daytona area, and an area, Port Orange is the name of it, correct?
Correct. Little town in Port Orange. We have a few residents here. It is an awesome coastal town, I'd like to say.
Now, we were also talking in the green room about, you've lived in other areas of Florida. You mentioned South Florida as well years ago. How did you get up to where you're at now, Port Orange?
So I was searching for an investment property, which is interesting. My wife got pregnant, and we decided to move out of Miami and raise our kids in a smaller, more uh, friendlier for children to grow up environment than Miami. And I was looking around to substitute her income with something while she's watching the kiddo grow up. We're really conservative, Eastern European heritage. So we like our household to be a household, as in the wife, the homemaker, the husband, the worker. So that's what we were aiming for at that point. So we found a fourplex for a really good price up here in Daytona about 7 years ago. We got it for $165,000. It was one of the best sales that guys told me that they ever had, like the lowest per door price back then. And since then, that property has been blooming for us. It's generating more than what her income was in Miami
Wow.
per month. Yes, cash flowing actually more than what her income was.
It's a
Uh,
fourplex you mentioned in Daytona.
in Daytona, yeah, yeah. I mean, we did a lot of work to it. Don't get me wrong; it was basically a block home. Uh,
Now
no drive.
you've also got a background doing some work as a contractor. How did you get involved in that space?
So contracting is really interesting. Last year, when the market started to go down, we felt it really heavily as a realtor, going from selling 48 homes a year to down to 3 homes last year. Really, you know, cut it underneath us. And I was like, what else can I do to maintain the same kind of lifestyle for my family? So I got my license for contracting, and I got my mortgage license. So uh, multiple avenues, streams of income, basically, and that got us into the contracting space.
Now, I've said this to other guests on the show, and I've been thinking about it more recently, how important it is to be able to pivot your business when markets fluctuate or shift. You mentioned three segments of real estate, contracting, mortgage, right? And then of course you're a realtor. Was that something very intentional that you did? Hey, I've got to be able to move in different climates, or was this, something where you had an opportunity and then that just morphed into something larger?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
No, this was premeditated, all of it. Trying to build Sir Lancelot Enterprises as a whole, which will be somewhat like D.R. Horton, but better homes, basically. Sales under one roof, mortgages under one roof, title under one roof, at one point, insurance under one roof, construction under one roof. So I want to build out the separate divisions for the company where we can uh, flow as in one whole and work together. So it's easier to control everything in the way of steps, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and the vertical integration aspect of it is, I think, super helpful for a lot of people, both residential buyers and investors, because when you're having to juggle, spinning plates in the air with, hey, I've got to go to this mortgage lender, loan officer, I've got to deal with this realtor over here. Hey, there's this builder and they've got their own financing over here. Do I really need a realtor to go buy from the builder? So on and so forth. People don't really know where to start, right?
No, they don't. And a lot of times, what we're doing right now is helping out our sellers and buyers. With me having the knowledge of construction and mortgages and real estate, I can guide them much better in the process of purchasing or selling. There is a lot to a purchase and a sale. As a realtor, I wasn't, I knew this, that, AC is supposed to be this old, the roof's supposed to be that old, but now I can give them advice on, hey, how much it will cost to replace that. So they don't get that sticker shock, so called, when they go look at homes that need to be renovated a little bit or touched up, and they can get a decent deal or a good deal even with the input that I can give them on how much it will cost to get it fixed up. They can still get a mortgage on an FHA or a VA loan or a conventional loan uh, because I can guide them which direction they should go in. They purchased a home and I can give them quotes on how much the renovations cost pre-purchasing the home, which then gives them the, okay, so if it's going to cost me this much to fix up the home, then let's negotiate kind of into the deal. And that happens really easily at this point.
Pivoting a bit here, Lancelot, I've had this thought that it's becoming more challenging. It feels like for folks to get into the on ramp into real estate home ownership. That just to become a homeowner, you got to start thinking like an investor, right? You got to put the pieces together. Make the relationships, find a good lender. Find a property that you're not going to get outbid on in an area that still makes sense for you to live and raise a family in. And so people are really having to dive pretty deep into the weeds as far as just understanding real estate in general. Whereas maybe in previous years and generations, you could kind of have a job, pick an area, and you could find a home. It's now a little bit different.
It is definitely different. Prices have gone up, interest rates have gone up. Uh, Harder to find the deals. What you could afford 5, 6 years ago, it looks totally different now. So we have to guide our buyers in the direction of, hey, maybe it's actually a first time home. It's not like you're jumping into your forever home right now, because like 6 years ago, they could buy a house that they could picture themselves living for 40 years in. Now
Yep.
it's like, hey, get a townhouse or get a smaller, two bedroom home or a smaller 3 bedroom home, and then grow into it, then collect equity into it, and then when time comes, you have a baby or something else, or your parents need to move in or something, then you can combine that equity, sell the home, go into a bigger home. And I think that is a crucial thing that people need to start figuring out, the saving part for their first investments.
Now, townhomes, I think, is an interesting space because you're seeing a little bit of multiple segments when you look at townhomes. It's some townhomes almost have a feel of single family, but then
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
you don't always have the same yard size, and then the homes are of course conjoined. The garages may be in different spaces, and it's definitely a unique space. But I also think that when buyers are looking at townhomes, you have different types of people that might be looking at townhomes. You have that pool where maybe this is their on ramp into real estate, or you may have some people who are like, hey, look, I'm actually not looking for a condo, and I'm not looking to have a single family home with a yard, but this really works great for me, even if it is my quote unquote forever home.
And guess what else is townhomes good for? Because I know your audience are investors. They're really good investment properties too, because low maintenance. A lot of times, HOAs are much lower than a condo, um, but you don't have to maintain the yard. They probably have a pool, or a community pool, or a playground for kids, or some kind of amenities that you don't have at a single family residence. And you can buy multiple of them in a row, so you're fairly close. If you have enough townhomes, guess what? You can manage the HOA in a way too, because
Hmm.
you have the most votes on the HOA. So at that point, you're looking at a good investment portfolio of homes that rent above average or close to what a single family home rents for. Not as much, but really close, but not little as a condo rents for, let's say, you know? So, because you get the space with it, you get, 15, 16, 1700 square foot, maybe a one or a two car garage, which you don't get with a condo. Single family home, you get a yard, which you have to maintain, or a pool that you have to maintain, or roof, everything like that, which could be under the HOA's umbrella that they take care of those things for a higher fee, of course. But I think that it is a reasonable investment for a lot of people. And I really emphasize this for first time buyers. Like, hey, you're buying this property. Guess what you can do with it when you move along? You save up money while you're here. You don't give the money away. You have equity built up. You might take out a HELOC so you can use that money to purchase your next home. And then what you do with this one is you keep it as an investment property.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned HELOCs, right, and getting the equity out. Again, I think that a lot of people who are now becoming homeowners are thinking about what they had to do to become homeowners, and they're realizing, hey, I want to keep this ball rolling. I want to become an investor and roll this into a second property. And how are they going to do that? Well, they can do that through a cash out refinance, through a HELOC or a HE loan. And I think we're going to start to see more and more people do that, and we may also start to see people who may not have been investors, but have ridden the wave of appreciation in their homes start to access that as well for investment properties. I do want to ask you about development in the greater Daytona area. Are you seeing a lot of, townhomes being built, subdivisions being built? Is there a lot of development in general happening out there?
So we do have a lot of development, mostly residential. We do have a couple big players in the game coming into town. Like I told you earlier, Amazon with their largest warehouse automated, but they have probably around 2,000 jobs opening up there. We have Boeing coming into town with their, I don't know, they're probably going to be attached to Embry-Riddle, which is one of the best aeronautical schools in the country. We also have Palmer, which is a chiropractor school, which is I think two out of the whole country only has like two of them. So that's really cool to have it locally. We have Daytona State. We have Bethune Cookman, one of the oldest college universities in the country, and a lot of history comes with that. Most famous beach, et cetera, spring breaks and whatnot. But if you look at the single family development, it is booming. Around LPGA area, we have a lot of rental communities being built. You think about four-story um, condo style buildings, frame buildings with amazing amenities, gyms, spas, everything that a person would like to live in. We also had, we just finished Margaritaville's completed totally now, which was a Jimmy Buffett themed.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Neighborhood. We have a lot of golf communities. LPGA has, I don't know, Lenard, DR Orton, um, and a lot of other builders that are building in there. We have a lot of building going on at the north side in Ormond Beach. We have some here in Port Orange, not as much as the other two cities, but we have some here in Port Orange as well. But all in all, it's still a booming industry, I think. And as far as speed goes, I think they have toned down a little bit. They're not building as fast as they did the last few years,
Uh-huh.
but it is still going on.
It's been interesting, right? It's been interesting to see all this development happening because in what feels like the span of 5 years, there went from being a shortage of housing to now, some people will say that there's a surplus of housing. Some people will say that there's maybe not a surplus of housing, but not enough affordable housing. And so really, there's enough people to fill those homes, but is it affordable for middle class? That's a separate discussion. I did want to ask you, it's March 20th when we're speaking today. So we are in the thick of spring break, I believe. And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
imagining it's an interesting time to be living out there. What's the vibe like right now? Late March and we're coming up on April in Florida.
So it is. Uh, it is different. I'll tell you that. um, for us, it's not as bad as I think Miami got hit way worse for spring breakers. We do get hit with spring breakers, but they're mostly in Daytona Beach. The Port Orange, you can't even feel the crowds. Spring breakers. We really do have a big event in the beginning of March called Bike Week, where we have 14 days of bikers from all over the country come into town, and they clog up our roads. But it's great to have them. They're bringing us business that we need in this town, and you can see a lot of awesome bikes riding around all day long. We also have other events, the truck events. We have a lot of motor events because of our International Speedway, birthplace of NASCAR. You
That's
know,
right.
it is, yeah. I mean, it's interesting. This town is really interesting. It has so much history. You wouldn't think that. I'm like, why would like this town was one of the pivotal towns in Florida. I mean, Flagler put up its first hotel here. You know who Flagler is? You've been to Miami. He's one of the pioneers of Florida. He brought the railroad here, etc. He built his first hotel in Ormond Beach. So we also have Ponce de Leon Springs, where he had a massive hotel, and every norther used to go there to vacation during the summer. So we have a lot of interesting areas just around the greater Daytona Beach area that it brings people in, for sure.
We we are coming up on time here, Lancelot. Any new projects that you're working on? And then as well, what's the best way for folks to reach out to you or your team?
So yes, I'm working on building my first home this year. That's going to be on the list of projects to do. Looking for land to place my first home on. I wanted to be. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I interviewed a lot of people on my podcast, the Real Estate Roundtable. By the way, if anybody wants to look at that as well, interviewed this gentleman. He's not so far from me. He's in the northern Orlando area, and he builds wellness hubs that are affordable, like 350 to 450 price range, I think. And I really like the concept, and I really want to focus on that. I'm a big health maniac. I've been through all the Tony Robbins universities. I exercise every day. I eat healthy. Everything I could think of to expand my lifespan for my kids.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it for them at the end of the day. You know how I love that meme that goes around. It's like you would die for your family, but would you eat right for your family? Or would you exercise for your family? Because that is the same thing as dying for them. You're just not dying, but as in living for them.
Yeah, it's like, do I really want to go run this 5K, but I'm going to do it for them?
Kind of. That's the idea. You're doing it for them so you can be around to help them. I lost my father early in my 20s, so I understand what that void is like. I don't want my kids to go through that as well. So I want to be there for them. They can reach me on www.sirlancelotgroup.com. You have all my socials there, and you can look me up on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or sorry, X, um, TikTok. I'm on every platform basically. Put in my name, and you'll probably find me.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.